Hey Bills Mafia, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of #Irish Bills Mafia podcast, our YouTube video, and hopefully podcast going forward. And also, this is the shed that we're in at the minute. I'd just like to say hi to everyone that is tuning in and watching, and thank you very much for your support. Thanks to all who watched last week's video, the breakback one, and let's go forward now. We'll be talking a bit more about football and things going forward in the season and the predictions and the thoughts and all that going ahead. So welcome, and hope you enjoy the next few minutes. And if you do, please give us a like and a comment. If you don't give a comment, let me know what I could change to make it different. And subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Every bit of support makes this job makes it worth more. I had a different agenda for the start of the night, but I'm going to start with the breaking news here in Ireland. And the breaking news is that it's in relation to the Steelers and the Jaguars, who are entering the Irish market as part of the Global Markets Programme. And they are Ireland's NFL's teams for the next 5 years. So they have the market share here in Ireland for the next 5 years. There is huge potential in Ireland for the NFL, and it's brilliant that some of the NFL teams have decided to have a go and get that potential, because we are crying out for games here. I'd love to see Buffalo Bills come here and once a year and be part of Ireland, and you would know, maybe one day they will be. The Jaguars are already set up in the UK, and they are now extending their UK to Ireland, Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are doing Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. So it's brilliant. The Pittsburgh Steelers today were in Croke Park, and hopefully they'll be organising a game in the future, pretty soon, hopefully. And it'll be brilliant for Ireland. We have colleges games here. The college game this year sold out between Navy and Notre Dame, and last year's game I was at between Northwestern and Nebraska, and it was a brilliant atmosphere. But Croke Park is 80,000 stadium. Aviva is 50 at max. If you get 80,000 plus Irish people and Americans and every other country into it, it should be some atmosphere. And what does that mean for here? Well, for me, it's not going to change anything. I'm a Bills fan in the story. But for a lot of people here, the Jags and the Steelers are going to get an awful lot of support. And, it's a pity that our team didn't get in a bit quicker and come into this market, because there is a huge support there to be got. In my eyes, the biggest teams in here at the minute is the Patriots. Then you have the Giants. There's a good few Giants here, Cowboys here, but there isn't a market for one team as such for everyone to support. Now we've got two teams coming in, and it'll be interesting to see how much more the market will go to them, and what kind of support they're going to get, because it's there to be got. But that's my thoughts on it. It's brilliant. It's just breaking news here in this country. It's brilliant that the NFL can see a small country like Ireland. We've only got 5 million people in the country, but we have a huge following for NFL, and it's brilliant that the NFL sees that potential, and the teams want to come into Ireland and want to be part of that potential. So fair play to them. We'll keep an eye on things, but for me, Bills Mafia. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a shout out. So I'm going to do a shout out every week. If you want a shout out, give me a DM or reply in this message, or send a message on Twitter. So my Twitter handles are at Bills_Irish or at TrevM76. My YouTube channel here is Irish Bills Mafia 6796, and my Instagram is Irish Bills Mafia 23. If you want a shout out, I'll do a shout out, no bother. shout out I'm giving this week wasn't requested, but I'm giving it because these are three amazing people that I followed for the last couple of years. There is a bigger team, but these are the three that I follow. They're at Pro Football Ireland, and their Twitter handle for Pro Football Ireland is at NFL Ireland. Their Instagram handle is at NFL Ireland as well. The three people I'm giving a shout out to is Michael McQuaid, who presents the programme and gives plenty of ideas and works savagely hard behind the scenes. And his Twitter channel is at Michael_NFL, and his Instagram is NFL.mick. Then there's also Mark Hogan, who is absolutely amazing. He works with Michael, and his Instagram or his Twitter handle is at Hogan NFL, and his Instagram is at Hogan.NFL. And then the third member, and she is equally as important as the other two and does amazing work, and their shows do be brilliant, is Michaela Fagan, and her Twitter is at Michaela_PFI, and her Instagram is at Michaela_Fagan7. And those three people are doing amazing work behind the scenes here in Ireland to promote NFL. Mark is a Cardinals fan, Michael is a Broncos fan, and Michaela is an Eagles fan. And anything support-wise or anything that they can help me with, they do. And they are three amazing people. So just if you have time, check them out and give them a follow and support them, because they are promoting the NFL game over here in Ireland very, very much. So now I'm going to go back to what I was going to talk about. And the first thing I asked during the week was what 5 NFL players currently playing would you like to have at the Bills that aren't with the Bills? So I have my 5 here, and I want you to let me know what you think. And I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Now, I could have had 25 players in here, but these are 5 players for me that stand out in the NFL that I would like to watch every Sunday. They have different characters. They do different jobs. They're not all in one position. I didn't pick all quarterbacks. So my first guy, and I'm going to give you my rating out of 100 for him, is Travis Kelce, tight end at the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions. For me, he's the best tight end ever. I know there's Gronk, and people will highly rate Gronk, and there's others, but this guy he talks the talk and he walks the walk. And I'm giving him 95 out of 100. And that's a pretty high score. At number 4 is Cooper Kupp, LA Rams. Cooper Kupp, well, you throw it, he'll catch it. Just watch Super Bowl 56 against the Bengals. You know, when they needed someone to catch a ball at anywhere in the field, that guy got it. He is amazing. And as a wide receiver, that is one guy that I would have in any team if I was picking a wide receiver. And out of 100, I'm giving him 95. My third guy on the list is Jason Kelce of the Philadelphia Eagles. And for a centre, he protects the quarterback like no other. He does his job. If any guy is going to try and get Jalen Hurts, he is there to block him. And for me, he is the best in that position in the game. So Jason Kelce is number 3, and for him, I give 95. At number 2, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. All I can say about Joe Burrow is he is awesome. And we are lucky that we have a quarterback just as awesome, because between the two of them and Patrick Mahomes, they are the 3 best quarterbacks in the league. And you can't separate them, because each of them can do things differently that are amazing. And that is just, how highly I think of Joe Burrow, to put him in the same equation as Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. And for him, I gave 96 out of 100. And my number one, and for me, this is the guy above all guys at the minute in the NFL that doesn't play for the Bills, is Christian McCaffrey of the San Francisco 49ers. He is a running back, but as a running back, he can run at the ball, you can pass on the ball, he can block if you need it, he can do everything. He had 1,000 yards catching and 1,000 yards running last year. And he only played, well, we'll say 3/4 of a season, maybe even not even that, with the 49ers. He was with Carolina. This guy, for me, is everything. And out of them 5 guys, I have him at number 1 because he is the guy that would excite me most, what he does. And we will talk about Super Bowl predictions, divisional titles and all that this year. But because of him at the San Francisco 49ers, I would have them as the favourites in the NFC. And he was class last year. And we don't know who would have won the game if Brock Purdy had stayed fit in the NFC Championship. Maybe the Eagles would have still won it. But this guy, you know, he can do anything. And when they were stuck, they were even looking at him, putting him in as quarterback near the end of that game. And my mark out of 100 is 98. And that says something for Christian McCaffrey. So they're my 5 non-Bill players currently playing in the NFL. My favourite 5. If you have any differences, let me know. If you think mine are rubbish, let me know. If you think mine are good, let me know. It's just my thoughts and my views. Now, moving on to Bills. So the OTAs started and there was no Stephon Diggs. So I had 3 questions here that I know the OTAs aren't, you don't have to attend them if you don't want to. You know, they're optional. But these are my 3 questions, and I'll go into them a little bit. Am I concerned he wasn't there? Am I concerned about the blowout after the Bengals' defeat in the playoffs last season? And am I concerned about him and Josh Allen's relationship? So people will say, well, you know, they're optional. He doesn't have to be there. He wasn't there last year. So my answer to all 3 questions is yes, yes, and yes. And maybe, you know, he is one of the top wide receivers in the game. And maybe he, feels himself he doesn't need to be there. Maybe he has a reason for not being there. I don't know. I'm only giving my thoughts from looking in, from Ireland. But if you want to win something, Josh Allen is there. Von Miller is injured and he's there. You go and be there. You show that a united front. I remember watching Mike Florio and Chris Sims on their podcast last year when at PFT Live, when Aaron Rodgers didn't turn up to the OTAs for the Green Bay Packers, and at the time they were saying, he doesn't know the guys, they don't know the routes, and then Watson dropped the ball in the first game against Minnesota, and this is like, these guys are getting paid multi-million dollar contracts. I don't believe in any excuse other than them being there for their team when they're supposed to be. And they're supposed to be there, in my eyes, like I would expect a Gaelic footballer here in Ireland, or I would expect a soccer player playing for my team or any other team, when they're actually training. And they can say, well, maybe he had something else booked. We all know the OTAs go up every year. You roughly know when they're on. You don't book things when football is on. So that is my concern about it. If Stephon Diggs is fine and wins the Super Bowl for us, I'll be delighted. But I'm just saying, I want him there. He should be there. He should want to be there. He should want to be there with Josh Allen. As their relationship, we won't know what it's like until we lose a game or two, because when things are going good, everything is good. And that blowout last year at the Bengals defeat, there was a lot of negative energy there pent up from the season, what happened during the season, through the different various things. And I hope that it was a blowout, they shook hands, it's done. Now that's what they're going to say in public anyway, but you won't know until there's a defeat or two in the season, and then you'll see, is the blowout fixed, or is the blowout still there lingering? And I hope it's not lingering. And was it okay to have a blowout? Yes, it was okay to have a blowout. But when he starts putting up cryptic messages on Twitter about moving to the Cowboys or somewhere else to his brother or whatever, that doesn't help things. And it doesn't make you feel, I don't feel comfortable in Stefan Diggs at the minute. He has to prove to me he wants to be a Buffalo Bill, B, he wants to win. Now, he might say he wants to win, but prove it. And when the chips are down, instead of blowing out, help your team. That's all I got to say about it. Stefan, please come back. Please play. Please play as well as you did last year, but keep the drama out of it in the story. And then the last thing I'm just going to talk about this evening is what I'm looking forward to. Now, I'm looking forward to the whole lot coming back, but there's one particular area I'm looking forward to most at the minute, and that's the tight ends with Dawson Knox and now young Kincaid. I'm delighted he has joined. It takes some of the pressure for me, in my eyes, off Dawson Knox and gives Joshua Allen a different weapon to use. I have his jersey coming. That's how much I like this guy. And once I get it, I'll show it to you in the pod. But these are two guys that I think if they work together and if Josh Allen uses them, they can, take a lot of pressure off Stefan Diggs, Gabe Davis, whoever else plays wide receiver, and give him options. These are things we need as much as possible to make the other teams think of what are we going to use, who are we going to use, and who we're going to throw to. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to everything, but these two guys, see how they work together, I'm looking forward to most. So that is my pod for our YouTube video. As I said, hopefully get a podcast going soon. But at the minute, it's just the YouTube videos. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like and give us a comment and subscribe, please. I'm very much welcome any support possible. The winners of the competitions last week on my Twitter page and here have all been posted. Congratulations to you all. As I said, that's how you get in contact with me. I will welcome anything. I was talking to messaging some UK Bills guys last week, and in the next month or two they're going to do a podcast with me, which I'm really excited about. So thank you very much. I'll give them a shout out next week and I'll have their correct handle. But just to know that I'm enjoying every minute of it. I can't wait for London. I know it's October and it's a good few months away yet and we've a lot to talk about, but we're getting there. So thanks very much for watching, and until next week, go Bills.